Today, we're going to be showing you those signals that are saying that this might be the bull trap. Okay, this might be a big bull trap for today. And we were expecting an update, but my goodness, is that a green day? So we really want to pay attention to these signals. And the reason that I'm surprised by this green day here, the big green day at least, indecision or something like that would make sense here. But a green day here when Michigan consumer sentiment comes in at 60 when the previous was 63.8 and then 63.7 was pretty much what it was expected to be. Consumer sentiment came down, yet we actually see the market go up. The 5-year inflation expectation goes up, right? 3.2, which is higher than 3, higher than expected, and yet the market goes up. And then lastly, I just wanted to say the inflation expectations 4.4 from 4.2. All of these are screaming at people, hey, this needs to head to lower levels. And maybe it's because people are piling up on puts that they're actually going to push this higher. Okay, maybe it's that so many people are bearish that it's actually a little bit bullish in the short term. Now, the only thing on the technical side, I just have the SPY here, but I'm going to switch over to SPX because SPX actually follows a little bit better, and you can see these moves here a little bit better. So we can see how we're actually, in this move here, that flag I had drawn out, we actually lined up pretty perfectly, with a flag between these. So the height of this flag is actually getting tested right now as of today. Okay, so we could see some kind of selling from that area, but we could see that breakout. And overall, what I'm saying about this is if we still do get that big pullback, which I'm still expecting into next week at this point, the fact that we've come up above this high and actually cleared it sets us up a very good likelihood for that higher low scenario. Okay, it really sets up that higher low scenario, and we're going to get more into this on Sunday, especially in the other stocks and things like that. But right now, I really want to show you guys what's happening on HYG and what's happening on the VIX. Right now, we're looking at HYG next to SPX. Okay, the S&P 500, we can see that this is going up while HYG is still remaining down. Okay, this is our first signal that we can really pay attention to. And even though this is going back up, hopefully at this point, you know that we don't want to be like day trading with these type of signals that I'm giving you. You want to have an extended period of time in order to scale into a move if you do get some FOMOers in, okay? It's good to scale into types of moves and then hold them for a longer period of time. That way that pullback can actually come to fruition, because it can take up to 1 to 3 weeks to create a right shoulder in a head and shoulders pattern. Right now, we're getting that extra high as HYG is going lower. So we really want to pay attention to that. These signals here, right here, we actually used this point right here. Okay, this point right here told us that, hey, this could be a potential bottom because we're seeing that difference. Now you are seeing that difference on the opposite side of the spectrum. Okay, you're seeing that difference on HYG, and therefore I'm really convinced that this is going to be, even if we trickle higher on Monday, a bull trap. And now if you weren't convinced with HYG, we actually see that difference again on TLT. And how did TLT show us this little bottom here? Okay, so we're going to go down to this point right here. It lines up well, and you'll see that the SPY made that downward move while TLT actually held up, okay? So we notice these types of things, and since this called the bottom, it gives us a high probability that we actually want to see the SPY go to lower levels very soon. And the fact that we're actually going higher and higher while, these bonds are starting to come down is actually a good possibility, a good probability that this is a bull trap, okay? I just wanted to inform you about that. We're going to go through these very quickly. They're very easy to understand. I know you guys can understand this stuff. It's good stuff to pay attention to, and you can pay attention to all this. But we notice the dollar here on a daily, right? Everything's on the daily here. We're seeing the SPY actually make new highs while the dollar is creeping up. So this is most likely that smart money that is realizing, hey, there might be some weakness up here, and we're going to just get out of these positions and see how this digests. This has not digested yet. One down day is not digestion. We need to see this start to pull down like this with some kind of consolidation, or we need to see that right shoulder start to come to fruition. So I wanted to point that out on the dollar as well. Really convincing me this might be a bull trap. Okay, guys, this VIX, once again, it is starting to head just a tiny bit lower, 14.17 at this point. Still got some time to close there, but you can notice on the VVIX, we are still holding up. Okay, we are still holding up at this point, and if this curls over and gets into positive territory, you can probably bet that this VIX is going to get into positive territory really quick. So I just wanted to show you guys a lot of these signals because a lot of them are screaming, hey, we're most likely in some kind of bull trap here, and you need to at least be cautious over the next couple of weeks. Now, another one that I really haven't talked about that you can pay attention to is the housing sector. I do like to pay attention to the housing sector as well, and we can see that as the SPY is going higher, we're actually seeing this start to flatten out. Okay, so we're not making an overall new high in the housing sector. Okay, so we want to pay attention to that info. And that's just another thing that we can check on the box to say, hey, if this is a strong move, why are we not seeing the housing sector go up? Why are we not seeing high yield growth join in, which would be considered the smart money, right? So the smart money is not buying into this big pop today. And I just wanted to inform you guys that, early on throughout your weekend. This is kind of why I was saying that we might have gotten a nothing day, is because I felt like these yields were going to do just this, right? Either they were going to go up or we were going to get kind of a nothing day out of these yields. And you'll notice when the yields actually went up, we saw the market come down pretty dramatically. Okay, we saw that market come down, but today they're actually holding up again, kind of towards that close right there, right? We haven't seen a dramatic sell-off in this, yet we're seeing that big pop in the market, which just tells me that these yields can pop higher very soon, and we get a ton of data next week. Okay, we're going to go over all the data that we get next week this coming Sunday, so make sure to subscribe so you get all that info. Lastly, I know I say lastly, but I probably said lastly like 3 times. It's just there are so many signals that are telling you, hey, a lot of the big buyers, like the smart money and things like that, aren't buying into this move. And we can just look at IWM. Okay, IWM has seen this downturn ever since Friday, November 3rd, and that was actually when we started to trickle higher. Okay, so you can see that difference here from the actual SPY or SPX to IWM, and these small caps can sometimes lead the market in what needs to actually happen. And we're actually seeing that pullback in IWM, and maybe IWM starts to go higher while the market goes down. We'll have to see how this plays out. But overall, right now, I just want to show you this as another point of reference to say, smart money is not buying into this move at this point. So the main takeaway from this video is, yes, we got that big update, which is very strange considering the data we got. It's very, very strange. And the reason that it's the most strange is because of all those signals that I just showed you that are saying, hey, the smart people are not buying into this pop today. So this could be a bull trap. We really want to pay attention to that CPI that's coming out, and you're going to get data throughout the week, like pretty much almost every single day. So we're going to go over that data on Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you then. Okay, we're going to go through all the stocks and things like that. But until then, I hope you got a good dose of some stock charts for today, and you have a great weekend, all right? Have a great, great weekend, and then we'll get back to you on Sunday. Peace.